Choosing the right verb, it's one of those little things that can make a huge difference. It can make your English sound so much more precise, so much more natural. Today, we're going to break down some of the most commonly confused verbs out there so you can start using them like you've known them your whole life. Okay, let's get right into it. So, let me start with a simple question. What's actually the difference between wearing a hat and carrying a bag? I know, it seems obvious, right? But the logic behind the answer is the key that unlocks a whole bunch of other rules in English. We'll come back to this, I promise, but just keep that question in the back of your mind. First up, let's tackle two words that are both about success, but you use them in totally different ways: win and gain. Think of it like this: one is for crossing the finish line, and the other, well, that's for the long game. So here's the deal, and it's actually pretty straightforward. You win things that have a clear ending, like a competition, a match, or a fight. It's a direct victory. Gain, on the other hand, that's for when you get something that's a bit less tangible. It's more for abstract ideas like power or control or a reputation. And this table here, it lays it all out perfectly. You see, you win a medal or you win an election. Those are specific events. But a political party, it gains control. That's a shift in an idea, not a single event. An artist gains recognition over time. They don't win it in one go. The words in that middle column, those are your best clues for which verb to use. All right, so let's see how that idea builds right into our next set of verbs. This group is all about accomplishment, getting what you've worked for, what you've really achieved. First, we've got earn. This one is super direct. At its heart, it's a transaction. You do the work, and in return, you get paid a salary. It's all about getting something back for your effort. And here's a perfect example. This isn't some lucky prize or a business profit. This is a salary that you get for doing your job. You earn it. Simple as that. Now let's put that up against make. Make is also about money, but it's much broader. It's usually about creating profit through business or investments or other ventures that aren't just your standard 9-to-5 job. You see the difference here? A person earns a salary, but a company makes a profit. It's really the language of business and finance. You just wouldn't say a company earned a profit. It doesn't sound quite right, does it? Okay, now this one is subtle. Beat and defeat pretty much mean the same thing. You won against someone else. But the real difference here is all about formality. Beat is casual. It's what you'd say about a game with your friends. Defeat, well, that has a lot more weight to it. It sounds more official. This sentence just sounds so official, doesn't it? Like it's straight from a news report. He defeated his opponent. Using defeated just elevates the whole thing, makes it sound way more serious and important than just saying he beat him. All right, time to circle back to that question from the beginning. This next section is all about things we have with us. And honestly, the verbs wear, carry, and use are just way easier to understand when you can see them in action. Here we go. So you see this woman in the picture? The hat is on her head. It's part of her outfit for the day. So she is wearing a hat. It's basically attached to her body. Now, look at the bag in this next picture. It's not part of the person's clothing. They're just holding it, moving it from one place to another. So they are carrying the bag. And that's the core rule right there. Super simple. Wear is for clothes, glasses, jewelry, anything that's physically on your body as part of your look. Carry is for things you're holding and moving around, like a bag, a box, or even a baby. Let's just hammer this home with two more quick examples. On the left, the woman is wearing a dress, but on the right, the person is holding their phone. You don't wear a phone, you carry it. Easy, right? And finally, we've got this last image. He's not wearing the laptop, and he's not just carrying it from point A to point B. He's actively operating it. He's doing something with it. So we say he is using a laptop. Okay, let's move on to our final section, and honestly, this is a big one. This covers one of the most common mistakes that I hear people make when they're talking about two very important things: time and money. Now, what's great about this slide is how clearly it shows the mistake. In English, we don't pass time or stay time. Time is a resource that you use up, and the verb for that is always spend. You can just hear how unnatural those incorrect versions sound. You spent 3 days. You spent 2 hours. It just clicks. So this is it. This is the golden rule you need to remember. If you're talking about an amount of time that's gone by or an amount of money that you've paid, the verb is always spend. I spent $100. I spent the whole afternoon studying. It works for both. every single time. Okay, let's do a super quick lightning fast review. You ready? You win competitions, but you gain power. You earn a salary, but your company makes a profit. You wear your jacket, but you carry your keys. And you always spend your time and money. Got it? These might seem like really small details, but getting them right is what separates good English from really fluent, natural sounding English. So the next time you're speaking, maybe you'll catch yourself and pick the perfect word. So what's next for you? What other tricky English words are you working on right now?